3 minutes and 13 seconds left in that game last night. Zion scored over Anthony Davis, a little 3-foot floater to tie the game, gave Zion 40 points for the game, including going 4 of 4 in that fourth quarter. Zion was having the game of his life, just exploding again and again, over and around and through the Lakers. It did not look like he came down dangerously or awkwardly after making that shot. Then he walked to the bench with, I don't know, maybe a slight limp, sat for a moment, threw a towel in anger, and then he fast walked up the tunnel toward the locker room. Pels coach Willie Green was asked specifically what was wrong. Was it a knee, an ankle, a groin? Willie said all he knew was that it was a quote-unquote left leg injury. So cryptic, so mysterious. I have no idea exactly how or what was hurt with Zion. I just could not believe that a rising superstar who was able to fast walk to the locker room didn't at least try to come back and go back in the game, whatever the injury was. So, Paul Pierce, help me out here. What do you think happened?
I really don't know, Skip. I mean, I've never seen an injury where a player didn't grab onto something or even wince a little bit. Usually, like when you come down on an injury on a turn ankle, you see that right away. Or even when you strain a calf or you strain a hamstring, like we saw Giannis strain his calf, he fell right to the ground.
Down, yep.
You know, Zion makes such a great move right here. He powers it up. He comes down. He's not limping. He turns around. And I'm like, all right, good move. Good move. Turns around, starts walking. I don't know if he tweaked the ankle, but he just puts his face, his shirt over his face and goes to the bench, then walks off. I mean, he didn't walk off gingerly. But it was mysterious to me. He's having the game of his life. You would just think with 3 minutes to go, he would somehow find a way to finish the game. But it clearly was something. I mean, I don't think the magnitude of this game, you would walk off and leave your team with 3 minutes to go if it's not something. But, you know, we have yet to know. I mean,
you know, Dr. Johnson, even though I'm not a doctor, as I'm watching the clip and he comes down, it looked as though to me when he came down, he might have jammed something. Because it's almost like a misstep.
Yeah, I understand.
You know, and so...
Even if you jam, like I've jammed toes, you're going to limp. You're going to ouch, you're going to grimace.
Well, that's you. He probably can fight through that, though,
Fight through it is staying on the court.
He probably could fight through grimacing, though. He probably could. I'm just saying. Just because you and I, we reach for something as soon as it... You know, we like, oh, man, our shoulder, our elbow, our knee. Doesn't mean that he didn't feel it. Doesn't mean that he didn't injure it earlier and then all of a sudden it comes back again.
No, but what do you always say about basketball players?
Well,
they ain't football players.
No,
right?
Paul knows that.
Okay, most basketball players go down like they're shot, right?
Well, it's true.
Well, they do.
It's true, but he's not a normal built basketball player body. Okay, right. So if you look right here, Skip, when he comes down, we can't see it right there because the bar's in front of us.
Last step, you think it's Achilles?
When he comes down, it's almost like he jammed something. Watch the step.
Down.
Right there. Right
I
when
understand. I got it.
It looks as though something got jammed.
I'm with you, but there was no limp that resulted from the jam. There's nothing.
Right. I understand that, but he probably could withstand that
you're saying he was too tough for his own good, like he was so tough that we can't even read into.
He might be, though, Skip. Some guys get hurt, and you don't even notice that they hurt. Okay, when we look at AD from the other night, he gets pushed in the back by Nance. He played. He ran back up and down the court.
I know, but
then all of a sudden, as soon as they tried to put the screen on him, he spinned out of it. He was done for the night.
Okay, but you know, and I know AD has a long history of being fragile. I mean, like the littlest things shut him down.
I understand, too, but this young man's been hurt in the NBA as well.
He has.
He's had hamstring injuries on his right leg last season. He's been nicked and bruised.
But he played this year. He played
both of them have.
Yep, they both have. But think about the moment for Zion. He scored 40 points. He's made all 4 of his shots in the fourth quarter. He's got the Los Angeles Lakers on the ropes.
Yes, that is correct.
On national TV in his house.
Yes.
And that is his house.
Yeah.
And by the way, they had lost 5 straight games in his house. And now they've lost 6 straight games. Now they got a 7th game here against Sacramento.
But if I can't go, Skip.
I understand.
And he couldn't clearly go.
And he was clearly angry about it. Like he knew immediately, I am done for the night.
Yes.
Yeah, he did.
He pulls his jersey up over his face.
As soon as it happens, he lands on the ground. He walks away. He turns. As he's walking, he's like, whatever he says, damn, I can't believe this. And he pulls his jersey over his head as he walks toward the bench.
Okay.
Because he knew.
Look how he's walking after like every dunk after play. Same thing, same ordeal. He goes up right here, he falls down, he gets up in his walk. After that play, he got injured. It was the same thing. He looked, turned, and walked the same way. He walked out into the tunnel, so it was just like, what was the injury?
When he walking through the tunnel, you could tell he's injured. He's walking, limping.
That's how he walks. That's how he walks. Look,
Boy, it looked like he was
that's
just
how he walked.
fine.
Look how he walked right there.
No,
he
but that's a different, walk right there than through the tunnel.
That wasn't.
Show me the clip of him walking through the tunnel. That's a different walk.
No, that was the same walk. The one, I mean.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Watch. Walking through the tunnel. I'm walking. I'm just power walk.
But it just looks like he's fine.
Yeah.
It looks like like he's favoring that left side. Does it not, Skip?
A little bit. I said
Dr.
there was
Johnson
a slight
can see.
limp.
And you got glasses on, Paul.
Maybe.
All right. Your favorite player on the Pelicans is little Jose Alvarado. And what happened to him?
I kept calling him avocado.
Okay, well, you can call him whatever. I'm sure you called him some other names
Man,
last
he got
night.
on my nerves. He's like a little Patrick Beverly to me, just all over the place.
So he comes down early and he turns one ankle, and then he comes down again and somebody steps on his ankle and turns the other ankle.
Yeah.
And the first time I thought he was shut down, and he sucked it up and just ran through it, because sometimes you can just keep on moving your ankle until it finally kind of opens back up and you say, okay, I can do this.
And he's getting treatment right now.
Well, dizzy on both sides.
Probably last night as well.
No doubt, okay?
But
there's a way to just tough it out. You went through so much. How many moments did you get hurt and you thought, oh, my God?
Yeah, but I'm playing a different sport.
Okay, but then you start jogging on the sideline and you say, wait, I can do this.
I twisted my ankle playing basketball. I've messed up my wrist playing baseball. But at the same time, my mental says I got to continue through it no matter what the case is.
Okay.
Everybody's not built like that.
Everybody has a very different pain threshold.
Absolutely,
Some can take it and some just can't.
I went out on a whole wheelchair. I went out on a whole wheelchair.
Okay.
And came back.
And then what happened?
Nothing wrong
And came
with
back
you.
and played.
But nothing wrong with you, though. That was for the TV
strained
camera.
meniscus or whatever it was, twisted or whatever it was, right?
Went out on a wheelchair and came
For
back.
the TV cameras.
And what happened when you got back
When
on
I
the
came
floor?
back-
How did it feel?
Yeah, it was in pain, but come on.
Come
Come on now. You know the rest of the story.
You just want Marv Albers or somebody to say your name. I know what it was.
You know the rest of the story. But why would I do that in a finals game on purpose?
I understand,
You know?
but
And so
the
I don't
thing-
understand,
but the thing
like...
is, you could play, though. Your injury wasn't so significant, you couldn't get back out on the court. Clearly, something was wrong with him. He couldn't get on the court.
So if Zion happens to play Thursday, I'll question this more. If he doesn't, I get it.
They play Thursday, they play Friday.
Friday.
If he plays Friday, I'll question this more. If not, then
Well, that puts different heat on him, because
But
now
why?
it's almost like you don't
Why?
want to.
What if it's more serious?
If he plays Friday, what would you think about what happened then?
So what's the
If
day?
he plays Friday,
What's today?
today is
Wednesday. Yes.
Wednesday, Thursday.
You got 3
Friday. What are we
days.
calling the injury, though? We're calling it a hamstring?
I don't know what it is.
The coach, somebody said hamstring. The coach said leg injury.
Doesn't matter what it is. If he
No, it
plays,
does matter,
It doesn't
because
matter.
if he
plays Friday, it doesn't matter what the injury was that night. Because that's saying to me, you could have played the last 3 minutes.
No, because you had time to rest and get the treatment, man. You got 2 days.
So you're hurt. You're not injured. There's 2 different things. Those are two
yeah, he's
different
hurt.
things. Yeah, he's hurt, not injuries. Now, you can play hurt.
But you can't play hurt at that moment.
You can't play injured.
No, but you can't play hurt at that moment that he got injured. You can't. That's why he went in the locker room. Why else would he go in the locker room, PP?
If he plays Friday,
yeah, but
I'm questioning what happened today.
But why would you question him when he's had Wednesday? He has Tuesday night to get.
That's 2 days. I mean, what do you just turn into Superman all of a sudden in 2 days? You walked off the court in the biggest game of your life. For a chance to solidify a playoff spot.
Big dog,
then you come back and play Friday?
Paul, you know how many professional athletes have gotten hurt in games and play 2-3 days later because there's certain things called medicine that'll get you to going where you need to go. There's certain things that you went out of the wheelchair and came back.
The same game.
Yeah, because you.
The same game.
But you was able to.
So
you went in the locker room, whatever they did, whatever magic they put on you, pixie dust, whatever they rubbed on your knees.
It's not even like, all right, I get it. It's a regular season game. I get that. But this is the moment right now. This is his first postseason time in the playoffs or the play-in or whatever you want to call it. He's having the game. It's all about the moment. Think about this. How many times we see